welcome to my Target video. Hopefully if you're watching this video, you have an interview with Target soon, or maybe even your orientation day, or you're just watching it before you apply to see what it's like. I've been working at Target for about 5 months now, and I remember when I first applied, I was looking up videos on YouTube just to kind of see what it was like and just trying to prepare myself. So I wanted to make this video for others who were experiencing the same thing. I've made like a list of just kind of the basics I want to talk about. I'll be talking about my job, like what I do specifically, but not the whole video because I know not everyone's going to be doing the same thing as me. So I first want to start by talking about the application. When I first got like my interview and everything, everyone was like, how did you get hired there? Because Target does pay $15 an hour like as their starting salary, so that's like really good, especially for a teenager like me, because I was 16 when I first started working there. Okay, so the application was all online, and my interview was actually online too, just because I applied during like the midst of like COVID and everything going on. I'll talk more about that in a second, but so applying, everyone's like, how do you get hired there? And I always told people at first, I was like, honestly, I don't know. I feel like they pick randomly. And actually during my orientation day, the store leader who was like doing the orientation day for us, or like leading us through the orientation day, he said that none of the people that work at your Target are going to see the videos if you do happen to have like your interview online like I did, but it's just like the people in the headquarters that see it, so don't worry about that part. But yeah, people always ask me, and I was like, honestly, I feel like they pick randomly. Now that I think about it, they automatically threw me in a stocking job. I stock like the grocery aisles, and on my application I had only had about 6 months of job experience at Dunkin' Donuts. But I remember on my application, I really emphasized the stocking part, just like putting up the syrups in the cabinets and stuff like that. And so I think that's why they hired me, because they were looking for more stockers, because I did apply during like the seasonal time, so they needed more people stocking the shelves. So I think they saw that I had some experience as like a stalker, and they wanted that. So yeah, when I applied, I ended up getting an email saying that they liked my application. They wanted to do like the interview. Again, this was all online because of COVID, and I think it still probably is, I'm not sure. But so basically that consisted of me going to like this website, and there were questions, and then I filmed videos of me answering the questions, just like a 30-second long video, and submitted that. They emailed me again saying they liked the video and that I would have an interview over the phone. It more so wasn't an interview for me, it was more so them telling me what I was gonna do. So I basically had already got the job. I thought it was gonna be like another interview, but I did not get to pick what part of the store I worked in, and I'm not sure if that was because I applied during like the seasonal time, so they kind of just threw me in whatever they needed. But when I was on the phone with one of the store leaders during like the call interview, he said, we saw that you had some experience in stocking. We want to put you in the grocery part of the store to stock the shelves. I just wanted the job. I didn't care what part I worked in, so I said yes. So they'll tell you over the phone when you'll come in for your orientation day. So that's just kind of where they show you around the store, and like the back of the store and the front of the store, and like how to clock in, where to get your supplies, what you'll need. So I'm not gonna go over every single detail of what you'll need when you first start working there, because they'll go over that in your orientation day. So when I first walked in the store for my orientation day, I went up to guest services and just told them I was there for my orientation day, and they told me to just wait there for a second till the guy going through our training was going to be there. Me and 2 other people sat in a room. He showed us like some videos of like how to pick up boxes properly so you don't hurt your back, and how to deal with customers, and like just basic stuff like that. They'll also show you where to get your supplies. So something you'll need no matter what position you work in, everyone carries this around. It's called a Zebra. It's a touchscreen phone, but it has a bunch of different apps on it. So depending on what part of the store you work in, you'll use certain apps, and they'll show you, especially not really during your orientation day, but your like first day of training, whatever part of the store you're working in, whoever you're working with will show you what apps to use, so you won't have to know that. They'll show you. But during your orientation day, you'll have training videos to watch. They'll just kind of leave you alone in the room, and it took me a couple of hours to do the training, and you'll do it on that Zebra device, and then they'll just kind of tell you whenever you're done with that, you're good to leave, and they'll tell you your first day of work, which the first couple of days of your work will be training. For me, they told me like the first 3 or 4 days would be training, but after the first day, I was kind of just on my own because I was just kind of doing basic 1-for-1s, which I'll explain what that is in a minute. And it wasn't too difficult. I was able to kind of just do it on my own. So I'll talk about what I do specifically, and like the 1-for-1s and stocking and all that in a second. But I do want to say that no matter what part of the store you work in, so you'll need that Zebra, and you'll also get a walkie-talkie. They probably will be in the same room. I kind of took a picture to like show you kind of like what it looked like. And there'll be other stuff in that room, and you'll just get what you need from that room depending on what part of the store you're working in and what you'll need for that day. But everyone gets a walkie-talkie and a Zebra, and they'll explain that to you on your orientation day too. Another really important part, and this might make or break it for some people, but no matter what part of the store we're working in, so even if you're stocking the shelves like me, you will still have to work on the cashier lanes and like check people out. So this won't be your main task like through your shift, but over the walkie-talkie, they'll say something like, can we get some backups for the front, please? Or can someone come on check lane 5? We have a long line of people to check out. So everyone in the store, someone's going to have to reply, and you will have to reply sometimes. You just say like, yeah, I'm headed up. You'll probably see that on your training day. You'll probably hear it over the walkie-talkie. But yeah, so if you're someone who really does not want to deal with customers like at all, this might not be the best job for you. Even if you're stocking, you'll still have people come up to you and ask you for help quite often, and you will still have to go on the checkout lane. Something that's really important for you to do on your training day is to ask questions, especially if it's your first or second day, or even like your third day of training. If you don't know what something means, or if you hear someone say something over the walkie-talkie and you don't know what that means or what you would do if you heard that, you need to ask, because if you don't, then after a couple months of working there, you don't know what that still is because you didn't ask. They're gonna expect you to know. Target's not real like strict on a lot of things. They're very lenient, and they'll like cooperate with you if you need like time off or something. But it is still paying $15 an hour. They do still expect you to do your job and do it to the best ability. You don't have to be going over the top on your work every single day. You just need to do what they're asking you to do, and you should be fine. Okay, so I'm gonna go over my part and like what I do kind of like specifically every day. Again, not everyone is gonna have the same job, but I'll just kind of go over the basics of what it's like to be like a stalker. Okay, so I again do work in the grocery part, meaning I'll go in the coolers, the freezer, or I'll do dry grocery, which is like this stuff that doesn't need to be refrigerated or frozen. So like chips, crackers, stuff like that. So again, you'll use that zebra device, and they'll show you like what apps to use, what buttons to click on. But I do something called 1-for-1s, where basically that means every time someone buys something on the floor, it tells you on the device that you need to bring that out to restock the shelf. So if someone buys 2 boxes of Cheez-Its, just like the original kind or whatever, for example, on your device, when you click on that aisle, it'll say you need to bring 2 boxes of that out onto the floor and stock it onto the shelves. 1-for-1s are really, really simple once you get used to them. So you'll scan the location, meaning that's the location is just like anything can go in any location. You just need to scan it into that location, which they'll show you how to do. So you scan the location, and then you scan the object, and then you pull out how many it tells you, and you're good to go. So it's the same thing no matter what part of the store you're stocking. With toys, scan the location, scan the toy, pull out however many it tells you, and you're good to go. So when you're stocking, you'll also have to deal with truck, which that's how we get all of our stuff. A big truck pulls in boxes, and when you're stocking the boxes from the truck, you shouldn't have to really scan anything in. There'll be like a big U-boat with, should be full of boxes. You push it out onto the floor, open the boxes, whatever's in it, you put it in that aisle. Really simple. I've never worked guest services, but I do kind of have an idea of what they do. So that is where they do like returns. If people have a problem, you're gonna get a lot of mean people. I'm telling you, you will. But it's okay. Don't take it personally. That's another important thing, is people are going to be mean to you all day. They see you as a worker, not as a human, which is annoying, but just don't take it personal. Don't let it affect your whole day. I know it's hard. It can be upsetting, but it's gonna be like that no matter where you work. You're gonna have people like that. Okay, so just a quick recap. You'll apply, you'll get responses, you'll respond back and forth about about your interview. It might be over the phone or online, or it might be in person now. I'm not really sure if it's back in person again. You'll have your orientation day. They'll go over the basics of kind of what everyone needs. They won't go in specific about your job particularly. When you get into the specifics about your job particularly, that'll be on your training day, which you'll be trained by someone who does the same position as you. Ask questions, be mindful, open-minded. And then once you feel comfortable, they'll probably ask you, like, do you feel comfortable doing this on your own now? If you don't, just say, I might need help a little bit more. Or you can say, yeah, I feel fine. It's not super hard work. Some days are harder than others. Some days are kind of difficult, but in general, it's not super difficult. If you just pay attention, ask questions, make sure you're understanding what you're doing, you should be set for life. So if for any godforsaken reason people do end up seeing this video, I hope this helped. I hope you feel comfortable for either your interview, for applying, for orientation day, your training, whatever it is. And comment any questions, I'll respond. And yeah. So thank you so much for watching, if anyone does see this. And I hope you feel comfortable. Good luck at Target. You'll do great. Just do what they're asking you to do and you should be fine. Thank you.